Hello everybody and welcome to another great episode of Hillbilly Wine 101. And what do we have today? Okay, we have a wine. I hope you can see the label. Alright, Jersey Strong Dry Red Blend. It is from a winery in New Jersey, Heritage Vineyards. And Jersey Strong is actually a charity. And it says $1 from every bottle sold is donated to the Jersey Strong Foundation, which provides funding and resources to people, families, and communities in New Jersey who are healing from hardship, natural disaster, and other tragedies. This had a real cork. What's interesting about this, it's aged in American oak for 11 months, which is, it's a long time, really. I believe this was $13.99. It is 48% Cabernet Sauvignon, 16% Chambourcin, 16% Merlot, 12% Cabernet Franc, and 8% Syrah. Very interesting combination. The Chambourcin is a hybrid grape, a French hybrid and an American hybrid. I'm not sure what the grapes are. I think they were saying they weren't even sure, but I don't know why they can't do genetic testing. Anyway, I know it's grown in New Jersey, obviously, and it's grown, I know, in Indiana. So this must be one of those that does extremely well in colder weather. It's not a lot of tannin in it. Of course, now this might because it has Cabernet and it's been in the oak for 11 months. But it's a fruity wine. It does have distinct flavor. I've had it before. Now, I don't know how mixed in with this. It was 16%, so we'll see. But I like that I went to do the local wines. I went to New Jersey and I picked out some wines, and this is one of the ones. First of all, I love the label and I love the name, Jersey Strong. It did have a real cork. It's a light color. It's kind of like a red and pink, and just having a lighter red. If you mix those two colors. It's got a neat little flavor profile here. I guess from the wood, it has kind of a nutty smell. And what I do is I try and just come up with the first things, the most dominant things that I think you will probably smell and taste. I'm not going to sit here for an hour trying to pick out every little thing in there. But if something jumps out at me, so I smell that nuttiness, I think is coming from the wood. Kind of smells, the ABV on this is 13.5. Very normal ABV. A lot of reds. It's not high by any means. It's not low. It's just right average. But it has a kind of a strong alcohol-y, burny type smell to it. So it's not balanced in that way. Now, if I leave this open for a little while, that will probably dissipate a bit. Does this have the year on it? Don't see it. So that's not a problem. I don't see the year. No big deal. And now I got some fruit on the back side of this. Actually, a nuttiness and like some smokiness. So that wood really imparted some cool stuff going on. Just kind of fruity. Floral. I'm trying to pick out a fruit that's jumping out, but really nothing. So I'm going to just say it's a fruit basket. It's a fruit basket in a flower shop. So you're in a flower shop, you smell a fruit basket, you get both of the smells. And you got the smokiness and the nuttiness. So, I'm excited to try it. Nice. Well, you get the you can tell it's been oaked, and you do get that you can taste it. To my palate, I can taste that it's wood. Not a bad taste, just that oak flavor. And I'll tell you, when I worked at the cooperage, I did some work for the cooperage for Brown Foreman, and they're making all those barrels, and that wood smell in there, that fresh cut lumber was actually very pleasing. So I get that, and I get the tannin, that tannic, that iced tea dryness that you get with that wood, and followed by there's a woodsy element to this, and I'm pretty sure it's the Chambourcin. How do I? Just kind of like woods, just a woodsy smell, an earthy smell, more like loam type stuff that's in there that I like. It tastes like that smells. And then on the backside, so you've got that wood, you've got that tannin, and you've got that that loamy, soily, woodsy, dry leaf, maybe cedar. There's different ways I think people might describe it. Medium acid, and the acid you feel on the sides of your tongues. Anything you feel on the top of your tongue is tannin, and it's followed by the dark fruits. Okay, and dark fruits take a back seat to me to those other flavors. So if you're not one that likes a real fruity wine, but you like some fruit flavor in it, obviously, but you like those odd flavors I mentioned at first, then this would be one for you. It's good. Okay, it is good. I haven't had one like this in a while. I've been having a lot of them fruit forward. So this is a nice, pleasant little surprise. I didn't. I don't know if it's a vineyard, so the Chambourcin is almost definitely grown at the vineyard. I don't know where they source the other grapes. These smaller wineries like this, I've never ever had a problem when I've called them on the phone or left a message on the phone if they didn't answer, or emailed them. I never had a problem with them getting back in touch with me, and I've done it a lot. When I have questions about wines from these smaller wineries or from out of state, and if I don't go to the winery to get them, if I get them like in a local wine shop, and they'll usually have a section with their local wines, which was the case here, and I picked out some good Jersey ones I thought were interesting from New Jersey. Now, if you go and visit the winery, if you take a tour, in my experience, almost always they'll be able to answer every question you have. If you do a tasting, but you're not doing a tour, a lot of times they don't know the answer to that, even though you're at the winery. Now, I would know the answer, because if I worked there, I would just want to know, because that's obviously something I'm interested in. This is my hobby, and I love it, and I would find all the answers. But a lot of times the people who are pouring there don't know a lot of the answers about the wines. And sometimes you can't get a hold, depending on how. It's hard to get a hold of the winemaker or the owner. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But if you email them, you Google it, and then you'll always have a contact information. And they've always gotten back to me. Every winery I've ever done that with. So that's the beauty of these small ones. Sometimes you really get some good information from them. Anyway, it's a good wine. I think they said what their recommendations for this was, any red, like any dry red. And then I think they said beef, pork. They had ham's pork. They had beef. They had lamb. So these strong tasting meats. And they had lasagna, any pasta, okay? It's going to go with pasta. It goes with lasagna. Lasagna is pasta with red sauce and mozzarella. So it's going to go with anything like that. And your stronger cheeses would go with pizza. Not much it wouldn't go with, really. I mean, I wouldn't drink with a salad. I mean, you could, be all right, but it wouldn't enhance the flavor of each one. So, Jersey Strong, dry red blend. And I gave you the blend, Heritage Vineyards in Richwood, New Jersey. From Hillbilly Wine 101, everybody. Cheers, and I hope you enjoyed it.